Hi, Jenniffer Jamison from Crosby Scholars. We're going to try to do 5 minutes on student loans. I'm going to caution you, loans and the borrowing of money takes a lot more time than 5 minutes, but I'm going to try to just give you a high level and give you some resources of where you can go next. Okay. So when you complete your FAFSA, there's several types of federal loans that might be available to you. The first is the direct student loan. Okay. And even that has two different types of loans that are available. The direct student is exactly that. It's directly a relationship with the student and the federal government and your school to borrow money. They do not do a credit check for this. You do have to do the FAFSA in order to get access to this money. Depending on your family's need will depend on which type you are offered, the subsidized direct student loan or the unsubsidized. If you're lucky to have the subsidized loan, it means you have some form of need. That means that while you're in school and your loan is accruing and you're deferred the payment until after you finish school, then the interest is paid by the government while you're in school. The unsubsidized loan is the same loan with the student, except the interest is deferred and the student's going to pay that interest with the principal that they've borrowed later on. Now, with both of these loans, I want everybody to understand that the student is responsible for these loans. They come due 6 months after you are no longer enrolled in school. So what that means is when you graduate, yay, hopefully that's you're leaving school because you graduated, your loans will come due. But if you fall below a certain number of credit hours, your loans might come due because it doesn't think that you're a full-time student. So be sure to read the details and understand that and how your schedule impacts these things. There's a cap on these loans as well. You need to understand that. The Parent Plus loan is something that the federal government offers, but it's offered to your parent. Will check, there's a credit check involved in this. So you have to be eligible to get this loan. And the interest rate is a little different than the direct student loan. Now, studentaid.gov is the best website to get information directly from the horse's mouth on all things loans, especially loans from the federal government. But things you need to know, right? High level things. First, you must complete your FAFSA every year to be eligible. So every single year, your financial aid department will look for your FAFSA and they will determine whether or not they'll offer you a subsidized or unsubsidized loan based on that. You must accept the loan through the financial aid department. So when they send you your award letter, you have to say, yes, I would like to borrow that money. You can choose not to borrow that money. That's totally up to you. There's a cap amount each year. They will not let you just borrow the entire amount of your tuition and fees and room and board. There is a cap amount and it's different per year that you're in school. The bar is required to attend a training session. It's an online session where you're reading and learning about how a loan works, how interest works. And then you're required to sign a promissory note. Again, student, you are entering a contract to borrow money and then have to pay it back. Okay. So check out the details on studentaid.gov. They have some really good resources. This is one of the sheets that I pulled up. It was a PDF, but they have videos that explain everything about student loans in regards to the FAFSA and the federal student aids. I really encourage you to spend some time on this website checking this out, right? Now, there are other types of loans. You might have gotten things from Discover, Sallie Mae, your local bank. The interest rates vary. Usually your parent or you as a student and a parent, your parent has to co-sign, and credit checks and eligibility are required. I want you to be really careful. Everybody wants to lend you money, but it's not all equal, right? So just be very, very careful. The best thing you can do is to try to find an economical way to go to school and not accrue a lot of loans. But if you are borrowing money, please go in with your eyes wide open and be very, very careful. Everybody wants to be an expert in this, okay? There are lots of different websites out there that have information, but please go straight to studentaid.gov to understand what this is. Don't borrow an excess amount of money. You will be paying this back for years to come. So, as always, with Crosby Scholars, if you have any questions or need any additional information, please reach out. One of our staff members will be happy to help.